Welcome back to Frac Daddy Barbecue. I'm Jared. So, on today's video, we're going to be making some homemade sausage, something we have never done before. And I also have a very special guest that came down all the way from San Antonio, who is a butcher, to help us out. So, if you're not part of this Frac Crew, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when we do this. So, we're going to bring our special guest in, and we're going to tell you what we're going to do. Hey guys, as you can tell, we have a special guest. I'd like to introduce Roland, my favorite meat cutter in San Antonio. So we're going to turn it over to him, and we're going to let him tell us a little bit about himself.
How you guys doing today? Roland, pleasure to be here with you guys in the Frac Daddy crew.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that. So I've been doing this for about 12 years now. Enjoy it. Something great. It's a passion of mine. Really honored that Jared asked me to come on the YouTube page. Super excited. Follower.
Yeah.
So today, what we're planning on doing is we're gonna make some sausage. We are gonna do a little bit of beef, a little bit of pork. Jared, you wanna talk us through this?
I've always grown up, my grandma always brought us 50-50 sausage, half beef, half pork from Texas. And so what better way to do something that I enjoy is do some 50-50 sausage for the very first time. So we're gonna get started on cutting this beef, and maybe Roland can explain to us what these cuts are.
What we have here today, guys, is we have ourselves a beef chuck roast right here, USDA choice Angus, and some beef trimmings. Along with that, we have a boneless pork shoulder butt right over here.
Okay, so we have 5 pounds of a chuck roast, 5 pounds of a boneless pork butt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut them into, what, about a 1-inch cube there will be best?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna be cutting this. Now you wanna make sure you do not cut any fat off of this meat. And why don't you wanna cut any of this fat off there, Roland?
Fat is your friend, and it is also flavor, especially in making some sausage.
That's right.
About cubes like this will do right over here, beef and pork. So we also have here some beef trimmings. You can see a piece of some New York strip, a ribeye, some sirloin flat meat, which is Jared's favorite right over here. Just a little bit of extra flavor added into the sausage. Helps with our 50-50 balance right over here.
So now that we're done cutting up 10 pounds of meat, which went really quick since we just did it in cubes, here we have our seasoning blend. I got this seasoning blend from Novaks in El Campo. And if you guys follow us on our Instagram, you can see where we got this. Now this is kind of like a profile of like garlic, pepper, heavy garlic. So we added some ghost pepper, some extra pepper, some ground mustard, and some smoked paprika. So we're gonna get in here, we're gonna sprinkle this in, and I'm gonna have my assistant Roland be mixing it all together as we mix it in. So here we are, seasonings mixed together. I wish you guys could smell how good this smells. Roland says we should just stick this into the smoker and have a big old pan of like burnt ends, which I think that would be pretty good. So Roland, what do you think our next step should be? Should we put it in the fridge, or what do you recommend?
So what we should do is we should let it sit out for a little bit, give it time to sweat a little bit. What that'll do is that'll bring out the juices. It'll break down the seasoning so it'll blend better and mix into the meat.
Perfect. And how long should we do that? An hour, 2 hours?
30 minutes to an hour. It can sit out. You do want to grind it when it is cold. So we will stick it back into the refrigerator to get cold, so it'll get that nice texture through that grinder.
Perfect. All right, guys. So next time you see us, we're gonna have the grinder set up, and we'll get to grinding. Okay, so the time has finally come for we get to try out my new grinder, and we're gonna start grinding the meat to make our sausage. So Roland, would you please turn it on, and we'll get to grinding.
Yes, sir. So what you want to do first is you want to drop some down the neck here so that blade starts it, get it started.
So just load it up, huh?
Load it up right in there. Get it ready to stuff.
Now, do you have any tips for anybody who's never done this, what they should do prior to doing this?
I mean, if you just follow these steps in this video, we'll get you to start to finish. We'll talk about every little thing we need to do.
And he also did tell me you want to put a little bit of oil on your cutting blade and the cutting attachment, so that way you're not metal on metal.
All right, let's start this right over here. So what Jared's gonna do is he's gonna put his hand here. We're gonna run this twice through the grinder. The first time, it is a coarser grind. We will have some projectiles shoot out of here, so he will have to cover that.
That's right.
Second time around, it'll be a lot easier. You'll be able to see that flow. So we're gonna start right over here.
All right, do the honors. Oh, there we go. And just so you'll know, I did have this in the freezer for a couple hours, so that way it doesn't get too hot. Okay, so our first grind is done. Now, Roland, what should we be doing next?
So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna mix this, make sure it's real well mixed. As you can see right over here, you do have some of the bigger fat chunks right here. Gotta make sure that is all mixed in together. Then we'll run it through the grinder one more time before we get to the stuffing.
All right, let me get the mixing. It's like one big old piece of meatloaf.
Smells so good.
All right, now we're going with our second time around. Let's turn this on real quick and go for our second grind.
This is our first grind, and if you come over here, this is our second grind. Look how much more mixed together it is.
Okay, the student is trying it.
Doing a good job so far.
Thank you, Master.
Grasshopper.
We are sticking our last meat in here, and I just want to say this. This is the best Christmas gift I ever invested into. So thank you to everybody last year who got me gift cards so I can get my new meat grinder. We made sausage with Melissa's family last year, and one thing that they always said, fry up a little patty to make sure the seasoning is the way you like it. So I've got my Stargazer cast iron skillet warming up. We're gonna make 2 patties, and we're gonna give it a try and see how it tastes. Let's give these a flip. Hey, it's not sticking. Oh man, look at that crust. That is killer.
Beautiful.
Okay, so here the sausage patties are done. Let's cut into it and let's give it a try. All right, cheers, bro.
Cheers. That is delicious.
Wow, that is awesome. For my first time doing that, this was pretty good. Okay, so we like our flavor profile, and we got our stuffer here, and I want to say thank you to Melissa's dad, Ed Ruddick, for letting us use his meat stuffer. So
Thank you.
thank you, sir. Without you, we would just have
Meat
sausage patties.
Yeah, sausage patties.
So I'm gonna pass it on to Roland and let him explain what we're gonna do next.
So what I have here is I have some pork casings. We have them soaking in water. Casings will dry out quick. You do need to wash them when you get them. They are in a salt saline. Wash them out real good and then keep them in some sort of liquid. Cold water will work fine. Our next step is we are going to put the casing on here so we can get ready to start stuffing. All right, so we start putting this casing on here. It's a little slippery. And all you want to do is just feed it on there nice and slow. No rush. You don't want it to rip, like I said. Something you want to handle with care. Keep it nice and moist.
So we're gonna load our stuffer. I believe this can approximately hold 10 to 15 pounds. We did 10 pounds of meat, and we're almost completely full. Well, empty, and we still have quite a bit of room.
All right, so our next step is we got this here. We are going to tie off this end, let all the air out. Got the air out. Next thing we do, Jared's gonna feed it, and we're slowly gonna just let it come out. Right speed. Make sure that casing gets nice and full. Look at that.
Is that about a good speed there?
Yes, sir. You want to make sure you got some stiffness to it. Not too loose, but not too tight. Look at him. He's just a regular professional over here. Here's our first links, I guess, or about to link right here, if you can see. So our next step would be is you determine the size of your link. Get it? We'll turn, twist, link. Grab to your next one. And on the second one, you turn the opposite way of the first one.
And why do you do that?
That's so you don't untie the other one. Gives it better consistency, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
Do right over here. Try to get all the links about even.
So this will even help kind of push out any little air pockets.
Extra air pockets, yes sir.
Now, since Roland showed me what to do, now I'm going to give it a try. I found a casing. I'm going to stick it on here.
Time for a knot.
This is harder than it looks. So, for my first time, you know, it's kind of, I tell you what, there's a lot that goes into this. I will say this, guys, but I'm hoping that the payoff is 100%, which I'm sure it's going to be. Okay, so for my first time ever stuffing a casing, I think I did pretty good. So I'm gonna take Roland's advice, gonna twist it one way. Almost feel like you're gonna pop it. Is that normal?
Yes sir. Just the tension.
That's what she said, right? How many times should I twist it there, Roland?
Oh, about 3 or 4 times would be good.
Okay, so we are officially done with the stuffing part. Now we are gonna wait until tomorrow. Let the casings and the seasonings just marry together, and then we're gonna go from there. So Roland, how would you say we did today?
I think we did excellent. I mean, you did amazing for your first time over here. Looking good. The consistency is looking really nice right here.
Thank you.
Can't wait to cook it up tomorrow.
Alright, welcome back to day 2 of sausage making. So, we have left these sausages in the pan uncovered for 24 hours. So, Roland, is there a specific reason why it is best to leave your sausages uncovered for 24 hours in the fridge?
What that does is it allows time for all the spices to mix together, blend well. It also gives it a nice texture. That casing kind of firms up a little bit, gives it this beautiful, beautiful shape right over here. Ready to go, ready to put in the smoker.
And will this help allow smoke to penetrate it better with allowing this skin to dry out of the casing?
It will, and it'll cook a little bit more uniformed as well.
Alright guys, so we're gonna take some of these out. We're not gonna cook them all. We'll probably do about 8 of them or a little bit more. We're gonna give some to Roland so he can take home, but let's cut these up and we'll get them out on the smoker. So I got my pellet cooker up to 250. We're gonna be using my Daniel Boone. We're gonna be using post oak. So I'm not thinking these are gonna take long, so let's get them on here and we'll bring you back when they're done. So finally, the moment has come. The sausage is off the smoker. This has been 2 days of labor and excitement. So let's cut one of these up and let's give it a taste test. All right, let's give this a taste test. First off, Roland, thanks for helping me make my very first batch of sausage.
Of course.
Looks like it kind of turned out to be a success.
It looks amazing. Let's see if it tastes amazing.
Cheers, man.
Some good smoked sausage right there.
Very good. Kind of get a little bit of that ghost pepper kind of coming up towards the end. Garlicky, smokiness. I tell you what, for my very first time, giving this 2 thumbs up. So I just want to tell you guys thank you for coming by, watching this. If you'd like to see more videos with Roland, please smash that like button, leave a comment asking for Roland to come back. So until next time, we'll see you later.